Since ancient times, eagles have been considered a sign of strength. Roman legions used the animal as their standard or symbol. Today, eagles are seen as symbols of courage, strength, and freedom. The bald eagle, one of the species of eagle, is native to North America and has its images just about everywhere in the US, from coins and paper currency to passports and the president's official seal. You may have wondered why. Shortly after the Declaration of Independence was signed on July 4, 1776, the Continental Congress gave Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, and John Adams the job of designing an official seal for the new nation. However, the three founding fathers failed to come up with a design that won Congress approval. So did two latter committees that were given the task. Much later in 1782, the work of all three committees was handed over to Charles Thomson, the Secretary of Congress. Thomson chose what he thought were the best elements of the various designs and made the eagle, which had been introduced by Pennsylvania lawyer William Barton in a design submitted by the Third Committee, more prominent. Thomson also recommended the small white eagle used in Barton's design be replaced with an American bald eagle, and Congress adopted this design on June 20, 1782. For 6 years, the members of Congress held a bitter dispute over what the national emblem should be, until 1789, when the bald eagle was finally officially chosen to represent the new nation. As the design went on to appear on official documents, currency, flags, public buildings, and other government-related items, the bald eagle became an American icon. In fact, the bald eagle is the most pictured bird in all of America. The bald eagle isn't actually bald. Bald is a reference to its white head, so the bald eagle can as well be called a white-headed eagle. This is Nature Thrillers. If you enjoy watching wildlife and other thrilling videos, like this video and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating experience. Eagles are birds of prey, generally called raptors, belonging to the family Accipitridae. There are about 60 different species of eagle. Majority of these are found in Eurasia and Africa. While there are several types of eagles in the world, eagles with certain similar characteristics are informally grouped as follows. Number 1. Fish or sea eagles. Sea eagles like to live within a short distance of water bodies, including rivers, lakes, seas, and oceans. They can be found almost everywhere in the world. The white-tailed eagle, for instance, can be found across Eurasia, from Scotland to Japan. The stellar sea eagle stalks the Pacific fringes of northern Asia, while the bald eagle is the only North American species. As their name suggests, the diet of the sea eagles consists mostly of fish. This is sometimes supplemented with rodents, rabbits, birds, and other small land animals. However, they are best described as opportunistic predators, which means they will eat almost anything they find. In Scotland, for instance, their diet appears to consist heavily of birds and gulls. The white-bellied sea eagle of the Asian Pacific will consume turtles, sea snakes, and even penguins. Number 2. Booted eagles. Booted eagles are medium-sized raptors and have similar features to hawk eagles. They are a highly migratory species that have different preferences for breeding and wintering grounds. The bird breeds in southern Europe, North Africa, and across Central Asia. In the winter, the species migrate to the east in tropical Asia and sub-Saharan Africa. They can adapt to almost any type of habitat except dense forests. They make their nests in isolated trees, on cliffs and ledges, and in thickets. Booted eagles are so called because they have fully feathered tarsi. That is, their legs are covered with feathers down to the feet. This is especially noticeable when they are perched. They resemble both common buzzards and hawk eagles in appearance. Booted eagles have a relatively wide diet consisting of birds, small mammals, reptiles, rodents, amphibians, and insects. Number 3. Snake eagles. Snake eagles are the most common eagles that belong to the Asian and African continents. Snake eagles are popular species that hunt and go after snakes and other reptiles. These eagles come with very sharp and powerful beaks, clear and distant vision, and are often silent. These characteristics make them distinct from other species in being excellent hunters. The solitary brown snake eagle, mostly native to Africa, is a typical example. Number 4. Giant forest eagles. These are large eagles that inhabit tropical forests. The group contains 2 to 6 species, depending on the author you are reading from. Although these birds occupy similar niches and have traditionally been grouped together, they are not all related. The solitary eagles are related to the black hawks and the Philippine eagle to the snake eagles. A typical example of giant forest eagles is the harpy eagle. In fact, some authors use harpy eagles to refer to giant forest eagles in general. The harpy eagle has dark gray feathers with a white underside. A black band of plumage spans its neck, and a fan of gray feathers crowns its head. These great birds are named after harpies, the predatory frightful flying creatures with hooked beak and claws of Greek mythology. This dark gray bird of prey has a very distinctive look with feathers atop its head that fan into a bold crest when the bird feels threatened. The smaller gray feathers create a facial disc that may focus sound waves to improve the bird's hearing, similar to owls. Despite their wingspan, which can reach up to 2 meters across, harpies fly through their forest home with great agility. For nesting, harpies favor silk cotton trees and usually build nests 27 to 43 meters above the ground. They like to use trees with widely spread branches for a clear flight path to their nest. If a raptor's feet determine what it eats, then a look at the harpy eagle's foot leaves no doubt that these birds are built for hunting good-sized prey. Their powerful legs, feet, and long sharp talons are designed to catch prey that would be off-limits for most other birds. 2-foot-long howler monkeys, 8-pound sloths, and even baby deer are all on this eagle's menu. In general, female eagles are about 25 to 30% bigger than their male partners, with some species weighing around 9 kilograms. Eagles surely belong to the big birds. In some species, the females can be twice as big. This might be because the female eagles are known to do more of the incubation, while the males do most of the hunting. Therefore, the females need to have larger bodies, and males need to have smaller and sleeker bodies so that they can maneuver through the area and hunt for food. It might also be that the females need the larger bodies so that when predators try entering the nest, the female eagle, being larger, will be able to defend the nest and keep the predators from approaching. Eagles are monogamous, so they generally mate for life. They have strong site fidelity, so a mating eagle pair tend to reuse the same nest year after year. Nests are built by both males and females. Location of the nest varies with species. Bald eagles, for example, most likely nest in tall trees, whereas golden eagles prefer cliff faces or more open areas. To demonstrate how eagles court and mate, we'll use bald eagle as an example. Bald eagle pairs engage in a number of courtship rituals as they build their bond. The most famous and recognizable of these rituals is the cartwheel courtship flight, in which 2 bald eagles will fly up high, lock talons, and then get into a cartwheel spin as they fall toward the ground, breaking apart at the last minute. Non-breeding bald eagles may engage in this behavior as a kind of ritualistic battle. A courting pair may also engage in a chase display where they will chase each other before locking talons and doing aerial rolls. The pair will also work together to gather materials to build a nest for their chicks, starting with the largest branches and slowly working in smaller pieces. Sometimes the male will gather materials and give them to the female to construct the nest. The final piece of the nest is a lining made of grasses, corn husks, pine straw, and other soft materials, including an egg cup composed of fine plant materials that can help insulate the egg. As the pair gets closer to copulating, they will ramp down on aerial displays and instead focus more on intimate behaviors such as sitting shoulder to shoulder, sitting in the nest structure together, preening and calling to one another. When the female bald eagle is ready to mate, she will try to solicit the male, such as by calling to him and bowing. To mate, the male eagle will climb on the female's back, use his wings for balance, and then align his cloaca with hers to transfer sperm. The pair may copulate multiple times a day during the breeding season, and the male will stay with the female to help incubate the eggs and raise the eaglets. The number of eggs laid will depend upon species, but most eagles lay 1 to 2 eggs. Cases of 3 to 4 eggs happen rarely. It takes an average of 35 days for the laid eggs to hatch into eaglets. Young eagles would fledge 10 to 12 weeks post-hatching. Fledglings are reluctant flyers and typically don't fly far away from the nest. Perching is a difficult skill that takes practice to learn. They may stay at their first perch for a few days before flying again, or even spend time on the ground where they are vulnerable to predators. Adults will continue to bring food to the young bird outside the nest as long as they know where the fledgling is. They may continue to rely on their parents for food and other care for the first 4 to 6 weeks after fledging. Sometimes adults would stop bringing food into the nest if the fledglings return to the nest. Instead, they will make sure the young birds see them feeding, so they will come to take the food. The parents will then simply back off. This helps the fledglings mature faster. On average, it takes about 4 to 12 weeks for young eagles to start hunting successfully. Specialized hunting skills take years to develop. Mortality is highest for eagles in their first year of life, especially their first 6 months. It is estimated that only 1 out of 10 eaglets survive to adulthood, which takes about 5 years. Eagles are diurnal, which means they are mostly active during the daytime. This is crucial as these raptors need to spot their prey from afar. To achieve this, eagles have extremely acute vision. Their eyes are nearly the same size as that of humans. However, their eyesight is estimated to be 4 to 8 times better than that of an average human. Sight is the strongest of their senses, and they use their precise vision to locate and capture prey. As they descend from the sky to attack their prey, the muscles in their eyes continuously adjust the curvature of the eyeballs to maintain sharp focus and accurate perception throughout the approach and attack. They have big hooked beaks to boot. These hooked beaks are so strong and enable the fierce raptors to grip and rip the flesh of their prey with ease. Eagles have strong muscular legs and powerful talons. Here is an advice: never try to arm wrestle a fully grown eagle. This is because, according to scientists from an environmental education center in Colorado, an eagle's grip with its talons is 10 times stronger than the average gripping strength of a human hand. This statement from HawkQuest referred to a bald eagle. Eagles are so courageous that they will not release their prey even when confronted by other raptors. Rather, what eagles do is hang on to their prey with one foot while fighting off an attacker with the other. One of the biggest species of eagle, the harpy eagle, has talons which can exert about 110 pounds of pressure. This is similar to what a Rottweiler dog can do with its jaws. Adult eagles are positioned at the top of the food chain in their habitat. This means that they hunt and feed on other animals, but no other animal eats them. For this, they are among the apex predators. However, eggs and chicks may be preyed upon by hawks, owls, raccoons, bobcats, and other carnivorous animals. Before we go, here is a fun fact. Eagles can turn their head 210 degrees. Thanks for watching.